Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of travel idioms and phrases. These expressions will not only make you sound like a native speaker, but also add some flair to your conversations. Let's get started. Honestly, who doesn't want a bit of flair? It's like the linguistic equivalent of a well-placed sequin on an otherwise sensible cardigan. We're here to sprinkle a bit of that magic onto your travel vocabulary so you're not just pointing and grunting when you're trying to find the nearest, anything interesting. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Raj, idioms? Sounds a bit like homework. But trust me, these little gems are the secret handshake of seasoned travelers. They're the difference between sounding like a tourist guidebook and, someone who actually knows their way around, or at least can pretend convincingly. Imagine the knowing nods, the subtle smiles from locals when you drop one of these into conversation. It's all about connection, isn't it? And maybe showing off just a tiny bit. We all like that, don't we? So buckle up, or rather prepare to hit the road with us, metaphorically speaking, of course. We've got a fantastic lineup of expressions that will make your next adventure, or even just your next chat about travel, that much richer. And who knows, you might even find yourself using them when you're just popping down to the shops. It's all about adding a bit of global sophistication to the everyday, isn't it? Right, let's get on with it. All right, our first phrase, and it's a classic, hit the road. Now, this doesn't mean you go outside and start punching the tarmac, though I wouldn't put it past some people after a particularly long delay at the airport. No, hit the road simply means to begin a journey. For example, you might say, "It's getting late, darling. Time to hit the road if we want to reach that charming little B&B before they lock up and pretend they've never heard of us." It's got a lovely active feel to it, hasn't it? A sense of purpose, of adventure just beginning. I always feel a little thrill when I say it, even if I'm just heading to the supermarket for a pint of milk. It adds a certain drama to the mundane. You can use it for any kind of trip, really, from a massive cross-country adventure to just leaving a friend's house. Well, this has been delightful, but I really must hit the road. The cat needs feeding, and frankly, I've overstayed my welcome. See? Versatile. It's got that get-up-and-go spirit. Imagine you're with friends, the evening is winding down, someone yawns, and you declare, "Right team, let's hit the road." Suddenly you're not just leaving, you're embarking on the epic journey home. It just sounds more exciting, more definite than just saying, "Let's go." It's the starting gun for any adventure, big or small. Next up, we have travel light. Oh, the dream. This means to travel with very little luggage. For instance, I always try to travel light to avoid the drama of lost bags and the disapproving stares from taxi drivers when they see my mountain of suitcases. Some people are masters of this, aren't they? They turn up for a 2-week trip with a bag the size of a moderately well-fed pigeon, looking all smug and unencumbered. Meanwhile, I'm wrestling with something that looks like I'm smuggling a small car filled with just-in-case outfits for every conceivable weather pattern and social occasion, including a sudden invitation to a royal ball. The philosophy of traveling light is truly an art form. It's about minimalism, efficiency, and the sheer joy of breezing through airports while others are queuing for an eternity at the baggage carousel, their faces a mask of growing despair. I always travel light, someone might boast. Just a toothbrush and a change of underwear, and you think, really? For a fortnight in the Arctic? Brave, or perhaps just a bit smelly, but the core idea is splendid. Less stuff equals less stress. It allows for more spontaneity, doesn't it? You can hop on a train or a tiny boat without worrying if your wardrobe will fit. Though personally, I find traveling light often means forgetting something vital. Now, for those of you with an adventurous spirit, we have off the beaten path. This lovely phrase refers to going to places that are not common tourist destinations, somewhere a bit more unique or undiscovered. You might hear someone say, "We found this incredible little taverna completely off the beaten path, and the food was divine," probably because no other tourists had found it yet to complain about the lack of ketchup. It conjures up images of exploration, doesn't it? Stumbling upon hidden gems far from the madding crowds and the endless souvenir shops selling identical snow globes. It's the thrill of discovery. Of course, going off the beaten path can sometimes mean getting wonderfully, spectacularly lost. But isn't that part of the fun? You might end up in a field with a confused sheep, or accidentally gate-crashing a local wedding, which, by the way, can be a fantastic experience if you style it out. It's about seeking authenticity, perhaps finding a more genuine connection with the place you're visiting. The path might be less trodden, the Wi-Fi signal non-existent, and the comforts fewer, but the stories you come back with, absolutely priceless, and far more interesting than, oh, we saw the Eiffel Tower, it was tall. Chapter 4, The Irresistible Itch, Catch the Travel Bug. This next one is something many of us can relate to, catch the travel bug. This doesn't involve any insect repellent, thankfully. It means to develop a strong desire to travel, often after an initial wonderful travel experience. For example, ever since my backpacking trip through Southeast Asia, I've completely caught the travel bug. I'm already planning my next 5 adventures. It's like a delightful infection, one that makes you constantly browse flight deals and stare wistfully at globes. Your bank account might not thank you, but your soul certainly will. It's that insatiable curiosity to see more, experience more, and collect more tiny hotel soaps. Once you've caught it, the symptoms are quite clear. An obsession with maps, a tendency to daydream about exotic locations during important meetings, and an ever-growing list of must-see places that could fill several lifetimes. You start seeing travel opportunities everywhere. A long weekend, perfect for a city break, a slightly larger tax refund than expected, clearly a sign to book that trip to Patagonia. It's a wonderful affliction, this travel bug. It broadens the mind, fills your photo albums, and gives you endless stories to bore your friends with. Or, inspire them. Definitely inspire. Chapter 5, The Suitcase Life. Live out of a suitcase. Our next idiom is live out of a suitcase. This describes a lifestyle where someone travels so frequently for work or pleasure that they don't have a settled home base, or they're constantly unpacking and repacking. For example, as a consultant flying to different cities every week, I pretty much live out of a suitcase. It sounds rather glamorous, doesn't it? Jet-setting here and there. But I imagine it also involves a permanent state of wondering which time zone you're in, and whether you remembered to pack enough matching socks. It's the reality for many pilots, international business folk, or even dedicated globetrotters. There's a certain romance to the idea, the freedom of not being tied down, but then there's the practical side. The endless hotel rooms that all start to look the same, the challenge of maintaining a healthy diet when every meal is from a room service menu, and the constant battle with creased clothes. She's been living out of a suitcase for the past year, exploring every corner of Europe. Good for her, though I do wonder where she does her laundry. It's a life of constant motion, which can be exhilarating, but perhaps a little unmooring at times. You'd certainly get very good at folding clothes to fit into small spaces, a skill I, alas, have yet to master. Chapter 6, The Deep Desire, Understanding Wanderlust. Let's talk about wanderlust. This isn't just catching the travel bug, it's a more profound, often innate, strong desire to travel and explore the world. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? German in origin, and it perfectly captures that deep yearning. You might say her Instagram feed is a testament to her wanderlust. She's always in some breathtaking, far-flung corner of the globe. It's more than just wanting a holiday. It's a fundamental part of who someone is. A constant pull towards the unknown, a need to see what's over the next horizon and the one after that. Wanderlust is that restless spirit that makes people climb mountains, sail oceans, or simply pack a bag and go wherever the wind or a cheap flight takes them. It's often associated with a desire for new experiences, personal growth, and a deeper understanding of the world and its diverse cultures. It's less about escaping life and more about embracing it in its fullest, most varied form. People with strong wanderlust might find it hard to stay in one place for too long. Their feet get itchy, their minds start to roam. It's a beautiful, compelling force driving exploration and connection across our incredible planet. Next on our list is the infamous red-eye flight. This refers to a flight that departs late at night and arrives early in the morning. The red-eye bit, of course, refers to how your eyes often look and feel after such a journey, like two angry cherries. For example, I took the red-eye from Los Angeles to New York to make my morning meeting, but I felt like a zombie all day. It's the traveller's gamble: save on a night's accommodation or arrive looking like you've wrestled a badger in a phone box. A tough choice, really. These flights are often cheaper and they do mean you don't waste a day travelling. But oh, the glamour, or lack thereof. trying to contort your body into a position vaguely conducive to sleep in a seat designed by someone who clearly hates legs. Waking up with a crick in your neck and someone else's hair on your shoulder. And that moment when the cabin lights flick on an hour before landing, revealing a plane full of disheveled, bleary-eyed passengers blinking in the sudden brightness like startled owls. Still, if it gets you where you need to go and saves a bit of cash, who am I to judge? Just pack a very large pair of sunglasses for arrival. Chapter 8. The journey continues being on the road. Now let's discuss being on the road. This phrase is similar to hit the road, but it describes the state of currently traveling, often for an extended period. If someone says, "I've been on the road for the past 6 months, backpacking through South America," it means they are in the midst of their journey. It implies a continuous state of travel, moving from one place to another. It's less about the start of a trip and more about the ongoing experience of it. It's the life of a long-term traveler, a touring musician, or even a traveling salesperson with a very large territory. There's a certain romance to being on the road, isn't there? A sense of freedom, of leaving the everyday behind and embracing a life of new sights, sounds, and experiences daily. You're not just visiting, you're living the journey. It can also mean facing unexpected challenges like your van breaking down in the middle of nowhere, or discovering that your grasp of the local language extends only to ordering beer and asking where the toilet is. Two very important phrases, mind you, but it's this constant movement, this immersion in the process of travel itself that defines being on the road. It's an adventure that unfolds day by day. Chapter 9. The time zone, Tango. Coping with jet lag. Jet lag. The unwelcome travel companion for anyone who dares to cross multiple time zones. This, my friends, is the feeling of tiredness and confusion after a long flight due to your body's internal clock being out of sync with the new local time. For example, my jet lag was so bad after flying from London to Tokyo that I found myself wide awake at 3 a.m. craving a full English breakfast. It's that delightful sensation where your body thinks it's midnight when it's actually lunchtime, or vice versa. You become a creature of no discernible schedule, a danger to yourself and others, especially before coffee. The symptoms are legendary. Fatigue, insomnia, irritability, just ask my travel companions, confusion, and sometimes even digestive issues. Lovely. You might find yourself staring blankly at a menu, unable to comprehend words or walking into walls. It's your body's way of saying, "Excuse me, but what on earth have you done to me? I was perfectly happy in my old time zone." There are countless supposed cures, from melatonin to bizarre light therapy contraptions, but often it just takes time and perhaps a very strong cup of tea at an inappropriate hour to wrestle your circadian rhythms back into submission. Chapter 10, Tom. More than just a detour, take the scenic route. And finally, a rather lovely one to finish on, take the scenic route. This means to choose a longer, more picturesque way to reach your destination rather than the quickest or most direct path. For example, we weren't in a hurry, so we decided to take the scenic route along the coast, and the views were absolutely breathtaking. It's about savoring the journey itself, not just rushing to the end point. It's the antithesis of the motorway slog, isn't it? It's about choosing beauty over speed, discovery over efficiency, a truly noble pursuit. Taking the scenic route often leads to unexpected delights. Charming villages you would have otherwise missed, stunning viewpoints perfect for that Instagram moment, or perhaps a quirky little roadside cafe with the best pie you've ever tasted. It requires a bit more time, a bit more patience, but the rewards are often well worth it. It's a reminder that sometimes the detours in life and in travel are where the real magic happens. So if you have the chance and you're not desperately late for something important, I highly recommend you opt for the scenic route. You never know what wonders you might find just around the bend. Alright, that's your linguistic luggage packed. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning these travel idioms and phrases. Honestly, I feel quite worldly myself now, just talking about them. Hopefully you've picked up a few new linguistic souvenirs to pop in your conversational carry-on. Remember, using these little expressions can really make a difference, not just in how you're understood, but in how you connect with people when you're out there exploring this fabulous planet of ours, or even when you're just telling your mates down the pub about your last holiday. So go on, give them a whirl, try dropping wanderlust into a sentence, or casually mention you're planning to hit the road. See how it feels. It's all about practice and a little bit of panache. And who knows, maybe you'll inspire someone else to catch the travel bug too. That's the best kind of souvenir to bring back, isn't it? A shared passion for adventure. Now, if you'll excuse me, all this talk has made me want to book a red-eye to somewhere exotic, preferably one with a very comfortable bed at the other end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more exciting content. We've got plenty more tips, tricks, and perhaps a few more terrible jokes up our sleeves. Your support really does mean the world to us, or at least a very nice city break. Safe travels wherever your adventures may take you, and may your luggage always be light, unless you really need that extra sequin jacket, of course.